With just over 2 weeks to go until Election Day, early voting is in full swing in Florida. Here's a look at video from Miami of people heading to the polls looking to avoid the rush on November 6th. And this is video of Broward County voters, Florida's closely watched midterm elections, pushing many to the ballot box early. NBC 6 reporter Steve Litz is live in Lauderhill with the details. Steve?
And hi, Jackie. First things first, one of the more important parts of this early voting, you see the tents out here provide some coverage to all of these campaign workers. Come on over this way. You see, we do draw a crowd occasionally over here. Y'all appreciate those tents, I would imagine, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, huh? And then over here is one of the early voting sites here in Broward County, one of more than 20. Listen, guys, you've heard of people camping out for concert tickets and even Harry Potter books. Well, I think we have reached a new level of political enthusiasm, people camping to be one of the first to vote. About a half a dozen tents popped outside the Miami-Dade County Shenandoah Branch Library near where I-95 South ends. They're voters eager to be some of the first in the state to cast their ballots.
If you're happy with what's happening, you have to vote.
You know, it's serious times for serious thinkers.
If you're unhappy with what's happening, you have to vote.
Early voting started today in South Florida with 28 locations in Miami-Dade County, 22 in Broward. They're open from 7 in the morning till 7 at night, 14 days in all, with the Sunday before Election Day, the last day of early voting. And with more than 20 amendments, questions, and candidates on the ballot, there's a lot to digest.
I think it was very self-explanatory. But it takes time. Do your research before you get in line.
Well, it took half an hour because I forgot my newspaper, but it was smooth. It was easy.
But smooth and easy were not necessarily the case before early voting. At some precincts, long lines jammed up voting sites when there was only one day to vote. Nowadays, more people will vote early or by mail instead of waiting for November 6th. First-time voter Gabriela Ruiz wouldn't miss the opportunity.
Well, I come from a Cuban-American family that came here with nothing, so I always knew growing up that as soon as I turned 18, voting would be an essential part of my life. So I essentially vote for my family, I vote for my Cuban-American immigrants, brothers and sisters.
So we talked about early voting in Miami-Dade and Broward counties. It also started down in Monroe County as well. 5 sites up and running. Check out NBC6.com or our app for more information. Live in Lauderhill tonight, I'm Steve Litz, NBC 6 News.
All right, Steve, thank you. All those supporters out there. Okay, well, statewide races tend to be close in Florida, and voter rolls may explain why here. As of late September, there were nearly 5 million voters in Florida registered as Democrats. Republicans are less than 260,000 registered voters behind. Now, these statewide races often come down to independent voters out there. Florida has more than 3,500,000 of them.